All right. It's another week, another Nerdy Virgin podcast. Pretty eventful week in Los Angeles, am I right? Oh my God, it's. I feel like we've gone through the period of time where we're all freaking out about the fires, and then we're all talking about the fires, and then we're all making content about the fires, and I feel like I'm just well, not literally, but metaphorically adding fuels to the flames by continuing to talk about it here. Do we need another person? Do we need another person talking about this right now? That's what I'm asking myself as I'm recording this. Do we need I don't. I don't think we do. But at the same time, what else am I going to talk about? It's pretty consuming. I don't mean to keep making fire-related puns, but it's just we have to learn to live with climate change. That's what I've come to. We have to learn to live with this. It's like the people who live in whatever city Godzilla is always attacking, or whatever city the Power Rangers are always attacking. We got to live. This is the world we got to live in. This is in the Power Rangers, nobody ever moved out of Angel Grove. They just got used to it. Megazords falling into buildings on a daily basis. Yeah, they moved me to the 15th floor. Really should ask for the basement. Why? It's a good view. Until Rita Repulsa sends, whatever themed monster of the week out at you, Sneezosaurus or whatever. It's going to get thrown against the wall, and you're going to do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. So, I'm not sure how to. The thing is that the people who've lost houses, awful, unimaginable, unimaginable loss. I am a renter, and I don't really own much. But I love what I live, and I'd hate to have to, not live there anymore. But if, the fire came down here and consumed everything in my apartment. Do you know how many COVID tests would be lost in the fire? Do you know how many COVID tests and pieces of paper from tax documents from 2018 would be destroyed? It would be a loss to the culture and community in Los Angeles if the value of the comic book that guy gave me 6 months ago that I read once that is sitting on the floor collecting dust is beyond priceless. Like, I'm on the clock. I think this thing only does 10 minutes. I'm 3 minutes and 15 seconds in. I'm on the clock here. I gotta remain focused, right? Gotta be focused on this stuff. This Mucinex could be destroyed if we're not careful. And listen, I'm not at all trying to mock anyone who lost anything. It really, it's horrible. It's horrible, and it's scary. And it's how the world is, but it's how the world, in some ways. Climate change aside, yes, things are getting worse, but in some ways, the world life has always been bad. I need to remind myself of that. Yes, this is awful. The Spanish Inquisition, also awful. Though I don't think the Spanish Inquisition was caused by climate change, but I think you get the point, right? You get the point. It's odd doing this video podcast. I used to do this podcast. I would walk around and record it, but it's just easier to do this way. And by the way, my diet has been awful. I had a dessert pizza yesterday that was phenomenal. That's not what I need, right? I should be eating healthy because I may need to be prepared to flee. I have more gray in my hair, and it's changing how people talk to me. People used to say, "Oh wow, you look young for your age," and now it's, "Oh yeah, you look young, yeah." Like, I'm looking at myself in this recording right now. But by the way, this is the one thing I got to say. Whenever it comes to a natural disaster, the one thing I always go back to that really saves me every time is pure, unbridled narcissism. No matter how bad things are, I can still look at my face on this screen and go, "Ah, God, awful, awful." Like, just, I'm coming in hot on middle age. Coming in hot on middle age, not liking where this is going. Just looking more and more like I deal with the accounts. That's what it looks like. So that's not helping either. But not sure where to go to next. Not sure, and then having these weird thoughts of, well, I know I need to produce content every day, and there are these tragedies going on. It's got to be funny content, but it's got to be, feeling content. It can't be like I'm my own PR person now, which, and by the way, it doesn't even matter because I really don't have much of a following. So there's, my gears are spinning in my head for no discernible reason. It's why I always remember to what my dad said. The wise words my dad has always said whenever I freak out about this, where he says, "No one knows who you are. No one cares." Thank you. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate that. Thank you for keeping me in my place. But I think the other thing I'm people jumped up and they tried to go out there and help, and I didn't. And I feel bad about that. I made sketches in my apartment. And there's plenty I can do and probably should be doing that would help people. And maybe I'm going to go and do that and maybe report on that next week on this podcast, assuming there's still a continent. Look, there's a wind advisory until Wednesday. So now we're all glued to these apps and these alerts. And every time there's a gust of wind, I'm like, is this the end? And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. All this time now, I'm worried about the fires. What about the earthquakes? Yeah, right. Didn't think about that. What about the mudslides? What about all the other catastrophes that could happen? I feel like we're ripe for an asteroid, aren't we? It's been 65 million years. There's just so much to worry about, and it's becoming like a smorgasbord of worrying. And I don't think I can cover all of it. I may need to hire someone to help me worry. But I hope wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you're staying safe. And we just keep going. I suppose that's all we can do. Here's the question: Do I try to run the full 10 minutes, or when it's plainly obvious that I'm out of steam, do I just end it now? Wouldn't that be the classy way to do it? End it now. Now feels like the appropriate time to end. But my obsessive compulsiveness is looking at the time, going, well, there's still a minute 15 left. I should really make the most of it. Really, why do 8 minutes and 51 seconds when I could do 10 minutes of rambling about panicking? We'll compromise and just end it at 9. How about that?